drawn a bit of land there, and I've drawn a vertical line across there, and I think that vertical line there looks rather nice. So now I'm going to just wet my paper with some nice moist water. Bit of council pop. Something like that, that'll do. Right, and now what's on this brush? There, cerulean blue. It's dead thin. Loads of water on my brush. Down here. I suppose it doesn't matter if I go into that water really, because I'll be doing it blue in a bit anyway. So, yeah, let's go straight through there, might as well. Cerulean, and just whoosh, there. Right, now I need some stronger blue now. It's still cerulean, but it's a lot thicker. A lot thicker paint. Right, so that sort of comes in here now like this. A bit there, and I think it sort of comes in from this side. A bit more water, thin it down a bit, so it comes in from this side, like that, and then just fades away. See, it's something like that. I really need it. Is that paper wet enough? It's not very wet. I need it to diffuse a bit more than that. So a tiny bit of water. I'll have to soften it myself. This paper's soaked in the water that fast. If you do this, your paper, you probably not have to do this bit, because if you're not on cartridge paper, you're on proper watercolour paper, you not have to do this bit. It'll just blend in on its own. This paper soaks it in so quick that you're going to struggle. Well, there we are, that's that. Then I'm going to mix in some purple, mix red and blue for a purple. I'm going to chuck in a bit of Bontumber and get like a, so in fact we'll pop in a little bit of Payne's Grey and all, get like a mucky purple. And then there's just some, there's more down here than else. There's these purple clouds right down here. The strongest down there like that, then across here, there's a big gap there. Let's see how it comes in there. Probably going to have to soften this as well. It's going in a bit. Let me put some bit more water on the brush. Coming in a little bit stronger than what I wanted it. That's better. And some bits across there, maybe a little bit there, but not much. I think that's probably enough. I'm going to wash my brush out now. And like I say, you might not have to do this if you're on proper watercolour paper. I can't afford it. But just going to soften these edges with just water. But this might blur in its sun and just look nice for you if you're on some proper paper. This is cartridge paper. A lot of people do paint on cartridge paper. Some people prefer it. But for this style of painting, it's probably not really best. But there we are. That's not looking bad at that. This bottom bit's going to be covered by some hills anyway. I think that'll do. That's going to soften in a bit anyway now. Right. I may as well take that same colour and mop a bit more into this lake here. I think I'll be doing a bit more work on that area, that lake. Right, that's that. Coffee, right, I'm going to dry that. turn it on down here. We might get a visit by Doofus in a bit. I wouldn't be surprised, because he's up and he's about. Doofus is my stepbrother, right? If this is your first time watching this, you probably not know, but my stepbrother, he's got a pet worm. But my pet dog has bit it in half. So he didn't go out to play with his pet worm yesterday, but he's just gone out in the garden now. So he may find his worm bit in half. What means he's probably going to get angry. So I'm dreading it. He loves that worm. I've got my pet dogs. He's got how much I love my dogs. That's how much he loves his pet worm. So I'm dreading him finding it, but I don't know what. I suppose it's my fault. I should have been watching my dogs properly. I just looked, let them out in the garden, and I looked, goes, what you got? What you got? And she was chewing on something. I thought, oh no, it's Doofus's pet worm. So I took it off her, but it was sort of in 2 bits. She's gone and chewed it in half. So Doofus, if Doofus comes busting in here in a bit, going on one, then I apologise. But I won't be surprised if that ain't what happens, because he's gonna be pretty angry when he finds out. Pretty angry. Right. So he's gone out in the garden, so it's only a matter of time before he goes to see what his worm's up to. But we'll see. See what happens. I can predict he's going to go mad. Right. What shall I do? There's some stuff in here. Right, I'm going to put in light colours first on here. So there's a bit of grass down here. Bit of grass in there. That comes in there and in there like that. Bit of grass. And then it goes down into creamy coloured rocks. So I'll try and get some creamy coloured mixed up. Mix up a bit of creamy colour. Well, Doofus hasn't found that worm yet, because I'd know about it if he'd found it. So I don't know what he's doing. He might not. I'm sure he went out and got. He read him towards garden. If he's not gone in garden yet, it's only a matter of time. So there's going to be trouble. Right, I'm mixing some yellows and some reds. Light red it is. And get some creamy colours. See them little white bits I'm leaving? If I end up leaving any of them, that's good, because they'll look like little rocks. And in fact, I don't know if I can do it. Oh, this one will be good. I'll scrape in a few little rocks as well, look. Just little rocks like that. Because it's quite light, it's hard to see them. I'll just keep scraping a few in. I might put some darker bits in here in a minute as well now. Right, so I'll go for some more. Just a bit more light red. Oh, that's nice, look. Look how I'm doing that. Getting that rocky effect. Oh, that's lovely. Some more yellow in. Do that on there. Look, same thing, same effect. And that rocky, landy type effect. And then I'll go over that with this. Get some more rocky effects in with this. This always does nice little. This can do loads of little ones. Look. Yeah. Pop in a little bit of green and yellow into there, mix that, soften them 2 colours into each other, like that. And I think, wash my brush and just wang some bright yellow into that, soften it in even more. That's it. Oh wow, that looks very good. Oh wow. Bit of that in, and then I think I'm going to get some Bont Umber. I haven't washed my brush, it's still got a bit of yellow in it. And just get some little. Ooh, that's a bit. Straighten that bit up there a bit. That'll be some rocks in a minute. Boom, 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 boom. And blend some of that in there like that. Yeah, that looks nice. And then this brush, just pop in a few more little rocks. These are little tiny ones, I think. So hopefully that just looks like a rocky shore. Any bigger ones, I can get this one and just chuck a couple of bigger ones in with that one. That's a good one. I think I've got enough rocks. Right, so that's that. And then I'm going to pop in a minute. Oh, there's some bushes. Let me pop them in. There's some bushes about here, little bushes. So I'll mix a colour up for them. I've not washed my brush, so that last colour I used, I've gone straight into yellow with it. And then I've got some green dirt in the bottom of my palette, bottom of my palette. There, so that's given me that colour. So basically, if you mix up some green colours, which will be blue, yellow, and then just put a bit of Bont Umber in it to dotty it, and that'll work. That'll look like that basically. I've just got them colours already mixed in my palette from a painting from earlier, but that'll do it. Oh, there's a couple of bushes here. There's one about there, little bush. One about there, get a bit stronger. So, and then there's another one about there. Something like that. A couple of bushes. Put some yellow right in it. I don't know if do they look like bushes. Hopefully. There. I suppose it doesn't matter. It can be out you want. I think there's some rocks at the base of them. So let's get this one. Put the rocks in there at the base on. That's what it looks like on my photo. This is from a photo. One painting. A couple more rocks in there. There. You can go crazy. Don't get carried away with these rocks. You can go crazy with them because they're that good to paint. Right. Now, still not going to clean my brush. What I'm going into now, a really, really dark green. I'm just going to come in here like this. Oh, that's perfect. Pop in here. Oh, there's a tree here. Let's start getting this tree in. It's a great big thing. If that's bigger than that, it comes right up here. And then about here, it's got like a few branches what's coming out even further than the other ones. A few there like that. Pretty good. Yeah, and then it sort of, let's try and get this top bit in. It sort of comes up like a little, about like that top bit. And then there's another one here, a little bit smaller. So this one's going to blend in to that one. And then looks like there's some sort of green bushes in there. You know what? Let me get this spiky brush. These look slightly lighter green. Get this spiky brush. Just mix a lighter green colour. Not too light, but just a bit lighter. Just pop something in. About here, it looks like there's something there, like that. That'll do. And then there's another one. This one, you can see the centre bit on it. sort of turned up a bit, this one. The leaves seem to be tonning up like that. On that side. That's it, that still goes straight through here, through this bushy bit. So that's it. And then I think I'm going to go into Payne's Grey and that purple and all. Stick some of that purple in it and just come in this middle bit and just darken some bits even darker. There we are. That'll be right. Back into this green, I think. This one's a bit further back. It's quite a lot further back, so should I do it more paler? Probably. Let's get a bit more water in then to pale it down. Water will make it paler. There's one about here. See what this looks like. So on this one, see the middle bit. So it comes to about there. So I've used a slightly thinner paint. Looks a bit paler. Something like that. That's just, I think that's probably going behind them there. That's that. That's further back. I can, even if I want that paler, I can just do that. Well, that's nice. And that, and dab it, takes it further back, paled it a bit. That looks nice. Right, what else do I need? There's one more thing in here, and then this will be done. This is just, I'm just using Payne's Grey, quite a thin mix of Payne's Grey for this. It's just a tree here, what looks, yeah, it must be quite far back, because it's so small. Something like that. That's the main skeletal bit of the tree. Something like that. Alright, just wash that brush. I'm going to dab that, so I want that thin. It's quite far back. That's perfect. Quite far back. And then let's squeeze this brush out and get some Payne's Grey on this brush and make a really thin Payne's Grey colour. Something like that. I think that might be thin enough. And these are just the little twigs on it. I think I'll do a bit. Missed it with my fingers a bit. Oh, that's nice. And then I can dab a bit with that. And then I think there's a bit coming down that side and all the twigs. That's it. That's perfect. That'll do me. So that's that. Right. I think I'll do my water now. Oh no. I can hear Doofus coming. Here we go. He's going to go mental. I can hear him. Bertie. What's up, Doofus? Bertie. Look, Bertie. Oh no, what's happened? My worm Bertie has had a baby. Oh yeah, it's had a little baby. Oh, brilliant. Had a baby, Bertie. Yeah. Wow. That's brilliant. You have to go and garden and play. Brilliant. It's had a baby. Yeah, I'm a bit busy. So if you just go and play in garden with your worm and its baby Doofus, that's fantastic news, mate. I bet you're over the moon, aren't you? Congratulations. It's had a baby. Yeah, I know, that's what you said. Alright, go and play then. He's going. Brilliant. He thinks it's had a baby. I thought he were going to go mad, saying that it's been chopped in half and he just thinks it's had a baby. It's brilliant. That's best news ever. Yeah, so if I don't know if I've explained properly what's going on. My dog been out in the garden and it's bit Doofus is worming off. Luckily, looks like Doofus thinks that his worm's had a baby. He's got a pet worm. I've got 2 pet dogs, Soppyhead and Numpty Dumpty. He's got a pet worm. My dogs, well, one of my dogs, Numpty Dumpty, bit his worming off. So I thought he wasn't going to be very happy, but looks like I've got away with it. Looks like he's thinking that it's just had a baby. It's a bit like a soap opera watching this, because Doofus is always up to something. Usually it's something no good, but I'm just glad he's happy, because he would have been dead upset if he thought that worm had been bitten off. So at least now he's happy. That's made my day, that has. Should get this in thicker. I'm trying to get. I had to do this 50 times. I should have got a thick enough paint on it, first place. Right, so that's that. That's that one. That was even further back. I don't know if that would even show. So pop a bit of it in. Pop a bit of black on my brush, and I'll just stick a bit of it in. So like that, that'll do. That's to represent top of that. Right, that's that one's misty, isn't it? That should be okay for reflections. I think we're nearly done. Is that water dark enough? Let me get a dry. I might just strengthen that wax up a little bit. Doofus calls his little worm maggot. He does make me laugh. He's a character. It's a worm. Well, I don't know why he calls it maggot when it's a worm. But whatever. Character. Let's pop a bit of these purples in for these clouds, I think, to help strengthen it up. A lot of these purple clouds up there, so I reckon they'd be reflecting in this water a bit. And then probably a bit of darker blue just on the edges, something like that. There we are. Right. Dry that. Let's have a look. Let's pop in some little, get a little brush for this, I think. I'm going to pop in, oh no, I'll tell you what, use this one. I'm going to pop in some little water lines now. So, just dampen this brush. I'm going to do them with, sometimes I wash them out, sometimes I do them with gouache. Today, or gouache, apparently it's called gouache. Today, I'm going to do it with a little bit of gouache. So, just try and chisel that brush to a chisel shape. Tiny bit of gouache on my brush. Let's see if I can. No, it's not coming off my brush. It's on my brush, not coming off it. Try again. Yeah, try that. A bit more on that. This I've put on neat from Straight Arctic Tube. White gouache or gouache or gouache. I don't know what it's called. I don't care. All I'm worried about is Doofus with his little worm. As long as Doofus is happy, I'm happy, because he's my stepbrother, ain't he? I live here with my stepbrother, my stepdad, my stepmom, 2 dogs, Doofus and a worm. Doofus has got a pet fly and all, but I don't count the fly because it's not the same fly. It's just every time Doofus sees a fly, he keeps saying it's Gavin the fly. Well, it's not. It's just a fly. It's not the same one. But I'll just let him think it's the same one. It's not. He's not rotting out, is it? So I'll let him think it's the same fly. This is just a bit of waterline in here, look. And then a bit there. A bit on my brush first. I'm just swapping between brushes for this. There, that's nice. Take that one across a bit. I think I'll have a bit on there. All you've got to do is make sure these stay vertical. If they're not straight, it'll look like your watter's running off in a different direction. That's that one, and then I think we'll have a big in here. This is one of these effects, it's dead good. It always looks dead nice. So the trick is, with a dead nice effect, don't go too mad with it. It's dead easy to get carried away. You could cover all this with water lines and get proper carried away. But it's probably best not to. So you don't want your picture to look what's technically known as daft. There we are. A bit more, come on, a bit more. Just trying to get a little bit on my brush off there. A bit more. And that's perfect. This dries slightly lighter the more it goes on, so put on slightly more than what you want. So a little bit of one there, and I'll just a little bit of one into that dark bit. There, that's perfect. Right, now let's have a look. Tempted to put 2 little boats in. So I could put a little boats in there. I'll tell you, I don't know if they'll show up very well because it's not very dark. Pop a little boat in there and another one. Say another one right close to it. Couple of little sailing boats there. That's nice. Don't know whether to put the little base in. Try and get the little base in. There we are. What's that? Then my tiny little brush. My little Peter and Paul brush. Calling it the Peter and Paul brush because I'm trying to get some paint on there. Get some paint loose with a big brush. Trying to get paint loose with a brush that big. It's hard work. Right, I've done it. Right, let's put them in a light bit. So I'll put them there in this lighter bit so they stand out. Peter and Paul. 2 bods. They're out looking for worms. Put BD in. Where shall I pop it? I'll put it there. Look. Doofus is happy. His worm called Maggot. It's called his worm Maggot. Don't know why he calls it Maggot when it's a worm. He's happy. I'm happy. Everyone's happy. His worm's had a little baby. Brilliant. There you are. Nice little picture. Right. See you there on beach.